Well, something interesting is happening in the real estate market right now. And if you're thinking about buying or selling in the upstate of South Carolina, here's some information that you really need to listen to. Bill Rhodes here, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Sedan Joiner Realtors. Well, I was just reviewing the current stats coming out of Keeping Current Matters, which has trends and national information that is worth paying attention to as we head into the spring real estate market. First, if the market felt a little bit slow in January and February, you're not imagining it. A lot of that slowdown was simply weather related. Across much of the country, storms, cold weather, delayed showings, delayed closings, slowed down activity for a few weeks. But as the weather improves, we're starting to see the momentum come back. Historically, March, April, and May are when most of the listings hit the market and when buyer activity really picks up. Inventory tends to rise in the spring, which gives buyers more options, creates more movement in the market overall. Another positive sign is mortgage rates. Rates have been hovering around the low 6% range recently, which is lower than where they were this time last year, and that alone has helped bring more buyers back into the market. Now, I know there's been a lot of headlines recently about economic uncertainty, recession fears, but when you look at the data, the facts tell a much more stable story. Inflation has leveled off over the last couple of years. Unemployment is still relatively low, and economists are actually forecasting about a 10% more home sale nationally this year. So that's about 10% more home sales this year. That's a good thing. One more interesting trend that we're seeing right now is contract cancellations are slightly higher than normal. Nobody likes to hear about that. According to Redfin, about 13.7 of the homes that went under contract in January fell through. That's the highest rate since 2017. What does that tell us? It tells us the market has shifted a bit. Buyers today have more choices than they did a couple of years ago, and they're being much more selective. They're paying closer attention to inspections, condition, and overall value. In other words, the days of the buyers waiving inspections, rushing into deals, overpaying, those days are behind us. Today's buyers want a fair deal and a well-prepared home. And that's why pricing strategy, presentation, negotiations matter more than ever. The agents who really succeed in this market are the ones who can explain what's happening, not just react to it. And that's one of the reasons I like to following the national trends, and I really keep in touch with Keeping Current Matters because they focus on facts instead of fear. So if you're thinking about buying or selling this spring, want to talk about what's happening, want to talk about your home, what can you do to get it prepared, especially if you're in Greenville, Travelers Rest, any place. I'd love to help you. I'm Bill Rhodes, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Sedan Joiner Realtors, and thanks for watching.